how you suffer from perfectionism and how it's holding you back. Do you notice that your perfectionism is, instead of a talent, sometimes holding you back in doing what you want to do and living the life you want to have and getting the results you want? Well, keep on listening. What is perfectionism? Yeah, that's a good question. What is the definition? Who defines perfectionism? I believe you define the perfectionism that you are experiencing. Because who puts up the criteria? What are the criteria to decide if it's perfect or it's not? And the question is, how many criteria do you have? Maybe your list of criteria is so long that it's never good enough. Recognizable? Mostly when we have a look, the external world is not asking that much of us as we are asking from ourselves. The list of criteria is mostly never checked with the external world on if they expect that what we are thinking people are expecting. So we keep on overperforming as a perfectionist. We tell ourselves stories and make the stories most of the time bigger so that we keep on getting in the loop of perfectionism, and then we say it's not good enough. Okay, and then we do it again, and then do it again. It lets me think of one of my clients. We have also online programs for women on the one side. And she was telling me, oh, if I look at your movies, they're so amazing. It's like you are in my living room. And if I think, what if I would make a movie like that? I probably will have to do like 100 tapes before I would say it's good enough to be put out there. So you notice, I just made I was searching for a word. Yes. It's not perfect. I'm not a native English speaker, so yeah, probably I'll make a mistake. So what? As long as I'm able to transfer my message and my energy. So that's why you would be doing it, because I know that you have a gift, that you have a product or a service or you, and that you're a gift for the world. And by staying in your perfectionism, you are not allowing the world to feel your gift or to allow your gifts and to make the world a better place. So that's in the bigger picture why I think you can work on your perfectionism, that you stop suffering from it and you stop holding yourself back. And you know, as a perfectionist, we mostly over-deliver. So again, I look at perfectionism like that. We over-deliver, we deliver more than is expected from us, and that's mainly because of one reason only. And the reason is that we have a fear of rejection. I'm going to repeat it, a fear of rejection. And because we are so fearful of getting rejected, we over-deliver, we keep our perfectionism alive so that we can get recognition from the others, that we feel seen, that we feel appreciated, and then we can tell ourselves, I'm good enough, because the external world is confirming me. Also the question is, how wise could it be if we would be able to confirm ourselves that we don't need that much the external world to tell us that we are doing okay? So how could that be? And I know, I'm also a perfectionist. I like that things are perfect, but it doesn't really always help our well-being to be in that modus. It also has quite an effect on our health, not only on our results, but also on our health. So my invitation to you is that you would be less depending from the external world and that you can work more from your inner power. Like Eleanor Roosevelt said, no one can make you inferior without consent. That means it's only you who allow sometimes certain messages from the external world to make you feel inferior. It's not them who are making you feel inferior, it's ourselves that are allowing some content or some criticism from the external world to have that impact on us. You know, and I can tell you, even if you are Mrs. Perfect, you'll still get criticism. Why? Because people don't like neither Mrs. Perfect. You know, like if you are always very smiley and people like you and you're gentle, then at a certain moment people will start saying of that woman, "Oh, she's too nice. She always gives everyone whatever they want. She doesn't have a voice. She doesn't speak her truth. In Dutch we say een deurmat. So she lets everyone walk over her." So there will always be criticism. So isn't that then great? Then we say, okay, maybe it's a bit less perfectionist, but we live our own life. We speak our own truth, even if it's not always perfect. You will see in all the inspiration I'm doing, it's not always perfect. I'm not Mrs. Perfect. I wanted to be before, but it blocked me down. It slowed down my results, and I really was in a slow motion version of myself. So how can we please turn our perfectionism in a talent, in a strength? Well, I'll tell you how. Okay, so how can we invite our perfectionism to be a strength instead of a weakness or something that's holding us back? Well, I can easily help you out with that. There's of course many things I can do for you, but here's already one little tip of the iceberg that will help you directly when you are putting this into practice. It will help you to already take one step over your perfectionism. So what we have to do is we have to start doing. Oh my God, the perfectionist is saying, oh my God, doing. I don't want to do it. It's like a cold shower. Yes, you'll have to start doing. But I have a good idea for you. Most of you maybe know the learning curve of Kolb, K-O-L-B. You can find it on Google, it's very easy to find. It has 4 stages on how we can learn. And before we start doing, we start experimenting. So we reflect about things, then we conceptualize. So step 1, we reflect about things. Step 2 is we conceptualize. Step 3 is experiment. Step 4 is doing. So I want you as a perfectionist to start experimenting. So how do you start experimenting? Because when you experiment, you start going from the thinking to the doing. So how do you do that? Well, it's very easy. You go and check a safe environment. That's essential when you go into an experiment, that you feel a safe environment. How do you get a safe environment? By getting safe people. To find a topic or a part of your skills where you feel safe. That you do an exercise which makes you feel safe. So for example, imagine that you need to present yourself as an entrepreneur within the next networking events where you are present. Then you need to pitch yourself. You need to do an elevator pitch. Then of course you can prepare it, you can conceptualize, remember step 2, but step 3 is we have to go in the experiment. So with whom do you feel safe? And could you practice the elevator pitch before you start doing it in the network event? It will make you feel so much more at ease when you allow yourself to go in the experiment. When you are in this experiment and you are doing one framed part of something that you want to learn, on what you want to become better in, and stop thinking but start doing, then it's important to ask a lot of questions. If you have an experiment and you have a safe environment, you can ask lots of questions to the people. Get feedback, get things back. What do they like? What do they don't like? How can things be improved? Ask a lot of questions. And then you do very simple: observe, analyze, improve. I'm going to repeat it. Observe, analyze, improve. So that means that you observe, you listen to what they say, you analyze how you can do it differently and what works, what doesn't work, and then you improve your sales pitch, for example, your elevator pitch. Doesn't matter, the thing that you want to practice. And through that, we can use the external world to feed us. Isn't that great? And then we can become better and better and better, because it's a process. You learn by doing. And you will not be perfect that first time. You will maybe not be perfect like the second time or the third time. But it's all about the experience. It's all about what? the experience that you do. So start experimenting, start creating experiences, and then you can always fine-tune along the way. And the thing is that when you start doing it, you'll feel your self-esteem growing. Like, oh, I feel the fear, and I'm still here, and I do it, and I still survive, and I'm still alive and kicking. Yeah, you'll see. Sometimes you just need to take the first step, also as a perfectionist. Of course, I agree that it takes courage to show up, to speak your truth, and to deliver your product or your message. When I quote one of my mentors, I'll quote two of them today. One is Simon Sinek, who said, "The goal is not to be perfect by the end, the goal is to be better tomorrow." And as one of my other mentors said, "You are better than you think you are." So if you would start believing in that, how would your life look like? When you are excited about this inspiration and you want to share it, please share it with the world, because together we can make the world a better place. I'm really convinced about that, because I believe that we can flourish from the inside, and then our business can also flourish totally from the in and outside. So please comment, tag, share it with your business buddies. And I'm looking forward to inspire you next time. If you are curious and you want to know more, please subscribe on our YouTube channel or on the Spotify channel. I'm looking forward to inspire you even more in the future. And don't forget, be proud of you.